Hey, what is up guys? So here today I'm going to bring you my thoughts on Infinite Warfare. A lot of you guys asked me, what are your thoughts on this game? Do you think it's better than Black Ops 3? Is it trash? Should I buy it? All those questions. Alright, so first off, how does it compare up to Black Ops 3? I think Black Ops 3 is a better game. That's just my opinion. And this is, keep in mind guys, a beta, so things are subject to, of course, change. I really do like that they've added a lot of color. A lot of Infinity War games, Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, Ghost, they just lost a lot of their saturation, and I really do applaud them for adding a lot more color. That's one reason why I've always liked Treyarch's game. They have a lot of vibrant colors, so it pops much easier. But anyways, as far as the game goes, now first off, I do want to talk about the whole pay-to-win mechanic, because that's something people hated with Black Ops 3. Now, the M8 has been pretty much the best gun in the game for the long time in a lot of different CODs. You know, Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 3. The M8 is still one of my favorite guns in the game, and I think competitively, it is still one of the best guns. Heck, the Man of War sees a lot of competitive play, the VMP sees a lot of competitive play. These are all guns that people really like to use, and they're not pay-to-win at all because, of course, you have easy access to them. Now, I feel like a lot of casual players always say, oh, it's pay-to-win. Like, the Banshee and all these other obscure guns that you can only unlock through supply drops, some people say that they're pay to win when they really just don't understand that in competitive scene, first off, you can't use these guns. Second off, they're really not that good. Now, I understand that you guys want to have access to these guns. Now, one thing that you can do in Infinity Warfare, or Infinite Warfare, Infinity Ward, anyways, what you can do is you can earn these things called salvage. Think of it as like crypto keys in a sense. But basically you get them out of supply drops, and you get them by just playing the game, kind of like crypto keys. But you also get these other keys that you can use to unlock supply drops. So you have supply drops as a currency, and you have salvage as a currency. So salvage lets you craft these guns. So whatever gun that you want, you could actually craft. Now, I don't know if everything can be crafted, or if some of the guns you're going to have to unlock through supply drops. Knowing how some games are, I wouldn't be surprised if they're like, oh, certain guns can only be unlocked through supply drops. And that's going to make people pissed off. That's super relevant to how some people feel about Black Ops 3. Now, as far as the game goes and the mechanics of movement, it's very similar to Black Ops 3. But I think Black Ops 3 is just a better game. Like, the game just feels better overall. Now, I know this game is new. I'm definitely going to be playing this game once it comes out. That's what I do with all the COD games. When it's new, I'll play it, I'll have some fun with it. Then I'll move on to other games and I'll stream other games. But once in a while, it's fun to jump onto COD because, there's new content being added continuously. Now, one thing that I don't like that Black Ops 3 did, and I hope that they can adjust this in Infinite Warfare, is that when the new content comes out, like, release 5 new guns, I want to be able to play with those new guns. That's the point of me getting on to play the game again, is to play with these new guns. And when you don't have access to that, it's like, well, I gotta get lucky off supply drops, or I have to spend money. That's what makes people not want to play your game. So hopefully they can address this by just, when the new guns come out, give us the base version of the gun for free, and then let us, get those other variants of the gun, whether it's, increased, weapon attack speed, or if it's recoil, or anything along the lines of that. Just give us the base gun, and then all of those modifications, we can get those through supply drops, or, craft them. So that's one thing that I want them to do, and this is one of the higher score streaks. Now, this one's like the RCXD. It's actually kind of cool. It looks like a jellyfish. You can see you can do cheeky things like this where I hovered up. I was hoping he'd run forward, but he ends up dying to it anyways. But that's like the RCXD. Now, one thing I really hated with Ghost was the score streaks. I felt like the score streaks in Ghost just weren't really good. Same thing with Advanced Warfare. I just didn't like the score streaks. As far as the score streaks go in this game, Black Ops 2 will always have the best score streaks in my opinion. That game has so many good score streaks. I just like, the Hunter Killer. It's just a quick little thing, you throw it up, gets a kill. It just really frustrates some people. I just really like the score streaks in Black Ops 2. Now, they could definitely add more score streaks in the future. One thing I think that would be cool is if you can craft score streaks, like modify them. That's one thing that I like that Advanced Warfare did, which was that you could modify your score streaks. So maybe they can do that in the future with this. It doesn't look like they're implementing that now, but I thought that was a really cool mechanic in the game that they can introduce. Now, as far as how does the game feel as far as time to kill, because to me that's really important. I really do praise Black Ops, all the Black Ops games for its time to kill. I feel like Infinity War games, they're a little bit faster, and I will definitely say that I've always been a Treyarch fanboy. I like their games more than Infinity War games. Granted, I play all of them. I just feel like the time to kill is a little bit too fast. Just shorten it just a little bit, and this game could be much better for the competitive scene, because it's kind of dumb just to die to someone because they see you first. I love turning on kids in Black Ops 2. Like, that was a thing that you could do so often with the M8. You'd shoot at you, turn around, one burst them. Like, that was super relevant if you were a good player. Now, as far as game modes, we only currently have Domination, we have TDM, and this new mode that's basically oddball from Halo. It's you hold this little ball. Think of it like the uplink ball, but when you hold it, you gain points, and once you gain a certain amount of points, you win the game. Now, you can run around with the ball and stuff like that, but you don't have to score it. You just have to hold it. Again, it's literally oddball from Halo. So I really like that mode. Oddball isn't one of my favorite game modes in Halo, but it's still cool just to have a different variety of modes. I like it when games introduce new modes, so that's kind of cool. And they just recently introduced Kill Confirm into it, which, of course, that's not a new game mode, but, you know, it's available for the beta to play. But as far as how the game feels and the connections and stuff like that, I mean, COD will always suffer from the connection issue. I mean, it's with any FPS game, you're going to have those issues. I complain all the time about Overwatch when I use an ability and it goes on cooldown, but then you watch it in the kill cam and you never activate the ability. So there's that. One thing that this game did that I thought was pretty cool, not only do you have a specialist ability, but you also have a trait that you can add to them. Now, the trait ability that I have on the specialist that I'm using is going to make it so every time I get a kill, I get a short burst in speed. Now, there's other things. You can get ping, you can get, what was it called, overclock, or was it overdrive, where you can, I believe it's overdrive. Oh, afterburner, actually. Overdrive is where you run faster. They do have that as well as a specialist ability, but they have these passive traits. One of the passive traits is to have your exo movement recharge faster. A lot of the things are just taken straight from Black Ops 3. Granted, this game could have been in development, you know, before they knew, you know, all the things in Black Ops 3. But a lot of the stuff is just very similar, and it just feels like a continuation of Black Ops 3, only the time to kill is a little bit faster, and there's new things. So, of course, there's going to be a lot of people that play it. Heck, one of the abilities is your robot turns into a dog and it melees people. It's interesting. You can run on walls like Spider-Man. I don't know. I feel like the guns are really cool, that you can transform the guns and stuff like that. There's a lot of things that I really like in this game. I'm not trying to talk trash about it, but I just personally like Black Ops 3. It just feels more like a complete game. Granted, again, this game is in beta, so of course all of these things can definitely change. But any of you guys that played the game, let me know how you feel about it, because again, I think that it is definitely something that I want to play once it comes out. I already pre-ordered the game a long time ago because I had credit on my PlayStation Store that was expired. I'm like, well, you know what, I'm probably going to get the COD anyways, just to go ahead and play the campaign, because you know what, like, Ghost was a game I really enjoyed the campaign, and a lot of people actually purchase COD and don't ever play online because, you know, maybe connection issues or something like that. But nonetheless, there's a lot of really unique things in the game. Like, one of the things right there is a little spider drone. You throw it on the ground and it chases people and it explodes. It's really not that good, though. I thought, when I heard about it, I was like, wow, this is kind of broken. But nonetheless, yeah, it's going to be a really fun game to stream for a while. You know, it might get stale just like, you know, all the other CODs. You know, eventually when you play a game for quite some time, you get kind of bored of it. That's natural with anyone that plays a game for, you know, 8 hours a day, you know, for a year straight. But anyways, yeah, I'm really stoked to actually play this game, and I'll definitely be playing the game once it comes out. I think it's an alright game, but by no means is it anything game-breaking. It's not like a game where you haven't seen anything new that's gonna, like, absolutely blow your mind. But there's a lot of new features that I'm interested in trying out once the game launches. And yeah, I'll definitely be streaming the game. And you know what? If the game turns out to not be so great, hey, we still have that Modern Warfare remake that we can actually play. So, you know, it's kind of nice that they added that. And again, a lot of the stuff is very similar to Black Ops 3. Like, you have that thing, the payload, which was the pistol thing. That thing is straight up the Annihilator. Again, there's a lot of things that are just too similar for me to really say that this is game-breakingly, like, new. But anyways, those are my thoughts on Infinite Warfare. But thanks for watching, guys, and I'm signing out.